Good morning, students. This is chapter number 9, ray optics, and today's topic is spherical lenses. Right? Before going to the spherical lenses, we have to understand what is the mean of refracting surface. Right? So there are two diagrams. In the left hand side, this diagram, the surface is separating the rarer medium 1 and denser medium 2. When we see this surface from rarer medium, it appears a convex surface. So it is called convex refracting surface since the ray always travels from left to right, and observer is in rarer medium. Second thing, in second diagram, in left hand side this is rarer medium, and in right hand side this is denser medium. So when we see this surface from the rarer medium, it appears concave. So it is concave refracting surface since from this surface refraction will takes place, right? So a refracting surface, a spherical refracting surface is the part of sphere of refracting material. Now this is refracting material, this is glass. When we draw the sphere, so that will be the part of that sphere. Similarly, in this diagram, this is the refracting surface, and when we draw the sphere, so that will be appear the part of that sphere. The refracting surface which is convex to the rarer medium is called convex refracting surface, and the refracting surface which is convex towards rarer medium is called convex refracting surface, right? Now the center of each surface is called pole. Now this is pole, right? This is pole. So the center of the surface or the center of the surface is pole, whereas the center of the sphere, that is C. Similarly, the sphere will be in this side, left hand side for the second diagram. So this is center of the sphere, right? And the line joining the pole and center of curvature, pole and surface center of curvature is called principal axis, right? The distance of center of curvature from pole is radius of curvature, since it should be the radius of the sphere. Similarly, in this case, R is radius of curvature, right? Now these are the few instruments. This is magnifying glass, this is zoom of camera, these are convex lenses, these are concave lenses. So optical instruments are equipped with the lenses, right? So we are going to discuss now the spherical lenses, right? Now these are the types of lenses, right? In the first diagram, you see both the surfaces from both rarer medium is convex, so it is called biconvex lens. This lens is concave from both the rarer medium, so it is called biconcave lens. In this lens, first surface is plane, whereas the second one is convex, so it is called plano-convex lens. In the fourth diagram, first surface is plane, second is concave, so it is called plano-concave lens. In the last diagram, first surface is concave, second is convex, so it is called convexo-convex lens. So there are so many lenses, but many instruments only convex lens and concave lenses are used. So we will discuss only biconvex and biconcave lens, which are commonly known as convex lens and concave lens. Now spherical lenses. The spherical lenses is a transparent bounded medium which has two refracting surfaces, and both or one is the part of a sphere, right? So this is the definition of spherical lenses. Now these lenses are two types mainly: convex lens, which is thicker from the middle part, and concave lens, which is thinner at the middle part, right? Now rays are incident at the convex lens, so these rays will be converged at its focal point. Similarly, when rays falls on the concave lens, it goes diverge and it appears to be meet. It appears to be meet at its focal point. So dotted line indicates that the virtual meeting of these rays at its focal point. It means these rays are not real but virtual, right? Now these are the focal points. Now we are going to discuss how the ray refracted from the lenses. In the first case, a ray going parallel to the principal. What will happen? See, in the first case, convex lens, when ray parallel to principal axis falls on the lens, it will pass through its focal point from the second side. Whereas in second concave lens, it will diverge and it will appears to be coming out from the focal point, right? Now the second case, actually these rays are required to make the image formation, right? We are using geometrical optics, so we have to take the help of geometry only, right? In second case, the ray of light passing through its focal point and then incident on the lens, right? So in the first case, the ray pass through its focal point, incident on the lens. What will happen? It will pass parallel to the principal axis. In the second case, the ray is trying to go to the focal point, but it will become parallel to the principal axis, right? In the third case, the ray of light passing through its optical center. Optical center is this O point. O is center of the lens. It is intangible. We cannot touch it because optical center is inside the lens. Now what will happen? In the first case, when ray of light incident at optical center, it will pass through the lens without any deviation. In the second case, again the ray of light incident at optical center and it pass through the lens without any deviation, right? So these three rays are to be used for the image formation. First case, ray parallel to principal axis passing through its focal point or appear to be coming out from the focal point. In the second case, the ray is going from the focal point at convex lens and becomes parallel to principal axis. But when ray is trying to go to the focal point incident at concave lens, it will becomes parallel to the principal axis. In the third case, the ray incident at optical center and pass through it without deviation in both the lenses, right? Now the image formed by the convex lens, right? Now there are so many cases. In the first case, the object at infinity. Infinity means ray will come out from the object parallel to the principal axis. Now what will happen? The object at infinity, rays are coming parallel to the principal axis, incident at focal point. It goes through the focal point. Now see the image. Image is point in size, so it is highly diminished. Second thing, the position is at focus. And third thing, it is real and inverted. Real image always formed as the screen. If we put the screen over here, the image will formed at the screen. So it is real. And if it is real, so it will be inverted. Now in second case, we will bring this object at finite distance. Now the object will be at finite distance, but beyond 2f. Beyond 2f. means object is somewhere here, right? Now this is principal axis, object at finite distance, first ray parallel to principal axis. We are using all these three rays which were all earlier discussed. It will pass through the focal point. Second, it is passing through its optical center. Now two rays meeting at this point, so the image will formed between F and 2F. So the position of image is between F and 2F. It is diminished image, real and inverted, right? Now we are putting the object at 2F. Now what will happen? The ray parallel to principal axis pass through its focal point. Second ray pass through its optical center. So image formed at 2F. Now the image is equal in size, means the same size as object, real and inverted. Same size at 2F, real and inverted. Now we are bringing the object between F and 2F. What will happen? This is the object, first ray parallel to principal axis passing through focal point after reflection. Second, passing through the optical center. Now image formed beyond 2F. This is 2F. It is beyond 2F. It is enlarged, बड़ी हो गई है, beyond 2F बन गई है, real and inverted. Now bring the object at F. What will happen? Now object at F. First ray parallel to principal axis going from the focal point. Second optical center. Now these rays are parallel to each other. So these rays will meet at infinity. If they are meeting at infinity, it means the size of image is very large, infinite image, right? Real and inverted, right? But if we put this object between F and O, what will happen? See in next case, this is a convex lens, object now at between F and O. First ray parallel to principal axis, after refraction pass through the focal point, second ray at optical center. Now both rays are diverging rays. If an observer observe these rays, it will appear to be meet at this point. It means they are intersecting at this point. So the image will be large image. It means image is very large. Second thing, it is forming in the same side where the object placed in the same side. Now the image is virtual and erect. Virtual and erect. You cannot see this image at screen, right? So this is the these are the cases of image formation by convex lens. Now for the concave lens, there will be only two cases, at infinity and finite distance. First of all, we are putting the object at infinity. What will happen? See, rays are coming parallel to principal axis. It will diverge, but it will be appearing at meeting at focal point. So the image size is point, right? So it is highly diminished. Second thing, in the same side, position is in same side. And since these rays are virtual rays, so virtual and erect image formed in the same side as where object is placed. Now at finite distance. Now object is placed at finite distance. What will happen? First ray parallel to principal axis, it will diverge. It will be appearing as it is coming from the focal point. Second ray going from the optical center, and it is the observer will observe that if observer's eye is here, so it will appear that these two rays are coming from this point. So image formed in the same side. It means virtual image, diminished image. The image always formed between F and O in the concave lens. कनकेव लेंस के केस में इमेज हमेशा यहीं पे बनती है, एफ और ओ के बीच में कहीं, बीचों बीच नहीं कह रहा हूं, एफ और ओ के बीच में कहीं बनती है, यानी जिस जगह ऑब्जेक्ट रखा रहता है उसी साइड में बनती है. तो द इमेज इज फॉर्म्ड बिटवीन एफ एंड ओ ऑन सेम साइड ऑफ लेंस it is dimness, virtual and erect. So that's all about